Evening, guys. Welcome to tonight's Hangout in the Crib. As you can
Good
see,
evening.
it's me, the BP prof, and also Disturbed tonight.
Hello.
Hello. It's like a little random like weirdo in the background there. But
Earth,
so
are you drunk?
I'm
No.
up here a little bit.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
Right. Anyway, so tonight we're going to be talking about defiance and the revenge hole
Yeah.
and weird stuff.
All right. So,
So,
do we want to get to the slides?
probably could be a good idea, I expect.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see how this works. Huzzah! Renegade is the name of the new raid. So we'll hop right into it. They had a couple bug fixes. Uh, Made adjustments to the top-up purchase flow for ship repairs and builds that prevent an SOS. I assume that's if you need to buy gold to finish a build. I don't know. Be nice if you could build walls quicker. That's what I would like to see fixed.
Yeah, it would.
Well, it still takes forever. I mean, you still have to wait for the the instant to flash off and on.
Yeah, yeah, you've got to, it does my head in. It done my head in with level 6 walls. It's like
Yeah.
doing my head even more now because they should have fixed it, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with the uranium and all that, they got to make sure it's properly deducted and all, but it still seems to take a long time. So, excuse me. And then fixed an issue where the docking complete pop-up would incorrectly show a greater increase to rank than was actually earned. You know, I noticed, and I don't remember whether it
It's
was
giving you about
before.
double, I think, roughly.
Yeah, I didn't notice this, but I noticed that ships that I already had legendary when I was docking them are showing that they're like reaching legendary. You know, like it's getting the skull pop up.
Yeah,
Noticed that too.
I mean, it's just annoying, I guess, but whatever. This I didn't notice.
yeah, but people that were actually like ranking their ships up, they were getting basically pretty much double. I think was about right. The the XP that they should have been getting. So people were sort of going, "Oh, my ship's losing rank and stuff like that." But it was just a visual thing.
All right. All right, let's move on. Bug fixes over the last week. There were a lot.
A
A,
lot,
re- a
really,
real lot.
really, just a lot, just a lot. I don't.
Yeah. So, yeah. I, we didn't really have a show last week. We didn't get a chance to talk about this, and um, I mean, I think it's great that they deploy a fix for anti-hacking, and clearly, I hope it works, and they don't find a way around it. But man, it was a mess.
It was a bit of a mess, to be fair. And yeah, I would have liked to have been here last week, but unfortunately, I had other things on and blah blah blah. Well, I
Yeah.
say when I have other things on, I fell asleep because, to be perfectly honest, I twisted my ankle and I necked loads of painkillers and painkillers knocked me out and that was it. I was gone. So
Yeah.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, the one that bugs me the most is this missing ships that were being built in progress prior to the deploy. Um, I had that exact problem on the preview server, and I reported it on the forum. And you know, they do these preview servers to get feedback, and we fill out these forms to help them out. Um, but oh well.
Yeah. See, I didn't have that problem. All I had a problem with was the fact that my ship that I was building that had 2 days left suddenly had 1,785 days and 14 hours left.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and then they had so they had a preview server today. Did any of you guys get into it?
No, I've been too busy at work to be fair.
Yeah, I was at work. Chris,
I
you get in?
No, I didn't try. I got stuck at the level 1 base last time, and they said if you
Oh,
stuck, there's no point in trying again.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, sorry, we don't have firsthand reports for
I
you
did
on
watch
that.
Liam's stream of it though.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe let's. Why don't we hear some more when we get to that spot in the show?
All right.
All right. And you know, I didn't put it in the slides, but maybe this is a good spot to mention. I haven't been on the game yet since this afternoon, but I hear we were gifted a 1-day build token and 50K uranium.
Yes.
So that's nice.
As long as they didn't keep the 1 day build token cap.
Yeah, it's my understanding that this one they gifted is a special, doesn't count against the cap kind of token.
Alright,
Yeah.
because otherwise I'm going to be stitched on both camps.
Yeah, all right. I had enough uranium too.
Yeah.
Made sure to spend some. All right. Well, and you know, I mean, they had this big mess, and I saw some people still complaining about missing ships and whatnot. I mean, I had, you know, the big problems of the turret time being reset and the ship going missing, but you know, I was fixed after a day or whatever it took. So you know, I mean, I guess at least they made it right, but it sure was a mess for a while. Sorry, guys, still getting over a cough. All right, so let's go to more changes. The proto-nemesis, and so they intended to turn the proto-nemesis into a sub-hunter, and I believe these changes are live.
Yes, they are.
They all are, yeah.
So, you know, I was looking at the stats for sub hunting. Right now, you've got a 60% concussive defense. I'm not even sure. Is that new?
That is
Yeah, it
new.
is, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I thought. And then, of course, the big things on detection here: sonar range of 125 and thermal of 100. That's
Yep.
Very
good.
nice.
Yep. And then you've got this short range field that surfaces submarines, which is also nice. Um, except for my big question is if you want to use the proto-nemesis to hunt down subs, I don't think you're going to catch them, buddy.
No, yeah. It's kind of, yeah.
I'm seeing this used in
I mean,
basic.
see, look, I was going, yeah, I've got like six blueprints for fucking Protonams. I'm thinking, yeah, happy days, it's all getting a really nice buff. And I went, so alright, I'm just going to build like 6 Protonams, stick a load of Tigers in there, and just go, yeah, happy days. Nobody's getting into any of my alliance's bases because I'm just going to sit it there on their base. And that's the only time I'm ever going to use it in my life.
Well, yeah, that's true, and that probably is a good use for the proto-nems. If you want to guard someone else's base against subs, right? They're not going to want to attack the proto-nem because they're not going to get close.
Exactly.
And the other thing the stats don't show is it also has a frosty field that slows down ships and reduces their resistance.
Uh,
It
All
does.
right.
The same as
So
in the old campaigns. But
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's good to know, and it's useful. It's just I think with a slow speed, you're not
it's
gonna
yeah, it's
run down
pretty
any
useless,
subs.
really. I mean, the only really good thing that it is that, yeah, 100 thermal, you can stick it in your guard, you ain't going to get bothered by subs.
Yeah, but with 11 hours of
Or,
repair with no armor, are
yeah,
you gonna want to
exactly,
put
yeah.
that in your guard? I mean,
Yeah, and, or
people
you,
See,
do
but
it.
the thing,
or you
yeah,
can stick it on a, if you, if you want to stick it on your alliance bases as a guard, stop
Yeah,
subs getting in, then yeah. But let's be honest, who really cares about people trying to attack bases at the minute? So
yeah. Well, that'll probably start changing in a couple weeks.
maybe.
Maybe that. Yeah, that's worth talking about too. All right, so let's talk about just what's up with the raid. Um, so the raid structure mostly the same, but no more mega hulls. I know I'm personally going to be very disappointed about that because I blew through the mega hulls and not through these world map targets.
Yeah, I'm kind of a bit pissy about it, really. But
yeah.
I, well, yeah, I mean, on one hand, Kixeye can make the raid how they want to make the raid, and I've had 5 raids in a row that I've done really, really cheap because these mega hulls were really cheap for me, and then the revenge raids before that were really cheap also. With fast
I
rhinos.
know, I kind of get that, but the way that I see it at the minute, right, is that Kixeye have kind of fucked everybody over, really.
Yeah,
So it's like, really, let's look at it. Everybody's sort of built whatever they've built in the past, and everything is completely and utterly obsolete unless they've actually built it for raids. Now, it's come to the raid now. It's like when they've made everything obsolete completely and utterly, really for base hitting wise anyway, and now they've put in a whole raid, which is like, eh.
a lot of people are looking forward to this whole raid to catch up, right? Even what I learned through the last article I published, just kind of a rant about whatever was going on in the game. A lot of people posted and said, "Hey, I'm a PvE player. I don't care about PvP. This stuff really doesn't affect me." But even the PvE players look to the whole raid to catch up because those are the kinds of players that want to catch up. They tend to be a little more behind.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I kind of feel, to be fair, that all right, fair enough. It's catching up for PVE holes, really, because there's nothing that you can hit bases with anymore. To be
Right.
honest,
That's right.
so it's just literally, if you haven't got a really good PVE hole, which, let's be honest, there's like hundreds of them, depending
There's
on which builds.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Uh,
choices.
and yeah, I don't know. I kind of find it a bit sort of trivial in my mind, really.
Oh, the PvE game in general.
Well, no, just the fact that there's, yeah, well, I'm not going to go there, but yeah,
People play this game at all levels, and they should be allowed to and have fun doing it, right?
yeah,
And this the thing I'm so it sucks for a player like me that the mega haul went away because I've got lots of toys but not all the toys. I coin some, I don't coin heavy. So there's certain things I can do easily and certain things I can't, right? The
but
mega
then
hulls.
that's the same with anybody, though.
But so here's the thing, right? The PvE players who are only players who are, let's just say, way behind, really couldn't do the mega hulls either. Okay, I mean they could sit in the corner of one while somebody like me did it, and in this style of raid without those mega hulls, I'm probably not going to be giving out a lot of help. Um, but the guys that are way behind, I don't think we're going to catch up with or without mega hulls. So,
Well, no, but I don't know. It's kind of odd. Right.
all right. Let's see other stuff. The 110 Elite replaces the mega hull. We did get to see those in the preview server a few weeks back. They were really hard, even compared to the
Don't bother
A-sets.
unless you've got lots of cash.
Yeah, well, right. Um, I don't know. Sturb, do you see anything new or different in the targets? You said you saw some of the streams.
Not really. The stream I watched was just of the hole itself, not of the raid.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's hold off on that then. Um, let's see. Again, 6-day hull raid. You can get some uranium through points, but you're not getting sector threat, so no armadas. And then I just threw a couple links up. Did they post a video yet? I didn't notice if they posted one today.
No, not from what I've seen. I haven't seen one. But let me have
Okay,
that.
I think Doom Rooster said one was coming, but I haven't heard about it. All
No,
right.
I haven't seen one. So
All right, let's move on. This is just actually a repeat slide. You can see it's the old ships even from the first raid. But again, the thing that is really important is that the flagged buildings give damage resistance to the turrets on that island, and it's really important to take those down because those turrets have a lot of health, and even though you got to get close to get to that flag building, you're going to take forever to blow up all those turrets that pretty much all outrange you anyway. So you might as well go after that building first, so that you
definitely.
can kill the other turrets easier. All right.
Yep.
All right. And then let's get to the Man of War. This is the new Forsaken Super Hull. We've got a Draconian, we've got a Reaver, we've got a Scourge, and now it's the Forsaken one. It's a ballistic hull. It's got the 40% ballistic range like, the other top-end ballistic ships. So, it gives you the 95 range with Arbalest and packs and weapons like that. It's also got this concentrated fire cap, which was an increase to accuracy when you keep firing at the same target. It was the same thing as the Crusader. Really nice ballistic reload, remote targeting evade, little bit of assault deflection, shockwave deflection. I guess fairly decent defenses. Really fast combat speed. And completely resistant to fields and being stunned. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's not got it's got like an oil slick thing as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and it sprays oil slicks. I'm just wondering if it's completely resistant to fields. Is this thing gonna? I guess it's not gonna really be a baser without the deflection.
Yeah.
Well,
Anymore.
yeah, probably not. But yeah, I don't know.
Right? I mean,
Probably use it as a spotter because it's quite quick, isn't it? So you could use it as a spotter, I suppose.
but
Yeah.
well, but in base, not for base hits.
You could.
I mean, it
You just
wouldn't
Executioners
remember
hurt.
would.
about it.
I don't know. I think executioners would tear it up.
Yeah, probably, but
High evade would help.
Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
it looks like it's got 0 base evade.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm looking right now to see what I can bump it up to.
Yeah, I mean you could. Well, you got 10 armor slots. You can probably get the evade pretty high, but.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, they're talking about this as being a target. It's going to pay out, I guess, just uranium. I'm a little surprised. I don't know
Yeah, I think
if
it's.
it's.
They said it was about 42k uranium. I think something
Yeah.
around.
So I mean, if this is a hard target, it's not going to be
Yes.
worth it
It,
for 42k uranium. I mean, I can see people hitting these things for shards, but mm,
but no event points.
yep.
42k uranium is not a lot, to be fair.
Yeah.
Really, it depends on how much damage you're going to take from it. So,
Right. And the thing that I was thinking about is subs, right? Is this thing going to have any? I mean, this ship itself doesn't have any sub defense. Are its support ships going to have any sub defense? I mean, even like a Zoe Rhino, which they
well,
mentioned.
I'm guessing that they're probably going to have quite high sub defense, would be my guess.
Yeah.
You'd think, but
I would think, yeah, it's probably near enough guaranteed that there's going to be some sort of insane sonar, if not thermal, in there.
I,
But,
I'd I'd give it a shot. Let me put it that way.
well, we'll try.
Yeah, someone will try. We'll find out soon. But it's. I'll just say for this hull all by itself, it's got no sub defense.
Exactly.
We'll see what else is in there.
Maybe a mixed fleet to stop.
Yeah,
Yeah, something that might be able to take out some guardian ships that may have thermal, and then something else on the outside that can go in and take it out for nothing. So
yeah, yep.
all
All
about
right,
ta-
we will see. All right. So anything else about this hull?
I don't know. It's yeah.
I
The
mean,
oil field. Go on.
I was just going to ask. I mean, do you guys think this is as desirable as a Hellstar, or I mean, it's clearly not as
No.
desirable as a Ghost Crawler.
No, it's not as desirable as Hellstar. I think, to be honest, it's not really as desirable as Pro Nem, really, at the minute. After the buff that the Pro Nem's got.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you just I don't know what this is for.
no, I don't know what it's for either, really. It's just kind of. The way that I see it is it's kind of an expensive tank,
Yeah,
Eh,
and it's not even a good tank, if you know what I mean.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So so the new Super Hull paradigm. This is how Kixeye is trying to pitch it to us. That the Man of War can beat a Hellstar, and a Hellstar can beat a
Right.
Proto-Nemesis, and a Proto-Nem can beat a Ghost Crawler. Ghost Crawler can beat Man of War.
Well,
And
oh, should we start this again, right? Um, the Proto can beat the Ghost Caller. The Ghost Caller quite clearly can't beat Hellstar.
yeah,
Hellstar is blatantly going to kick the fuck out of the Man of War.
well, that's not what they're saying.
Bollocks is all I'm going to say on the matter. They're going to seriously say that because their thing about it was, oh well, yeah, because the Man of War can like extinguish all of the like
Fire.
fire fields and everything else a fucking Hellstar. Yeah, all right, because obviously people use throwers on Hellstars, don't they?
Well, right. The other thing about the Hellstars is it's got the remote targeting, and the Man of War
Exactly.
has that 75% evade against remote targeting.
Yeah,
So,
but that doesn't work against Splash.
Yeah.
oh, right.
So complete bollocks.
Yep. Well, and you know what beats all these hulls? Do you know?
Yeah, not coining. Sorry, did I say that? And
I
boom,
thought
of course.
boobs, boobs. All right. We ready to move on? Or not yet?
It's up to
No.
you.
Or if you need a minute?
Maybe.
Okay. Let's move on. We can come back to boobs later if you really want.
Depends on if you're going to get a better picture.
I think that's about it for tonight, actually. So I'll
Oh,
just.
you're rubbish, Larry. It's terrible.
Sorry, been busy. All right, so let's talk about this revenge haul finally. Um, so Fast Forsaken Hull, designed for player bases. Um, Now the thing that a lot of people are obviously see is the huge deflection numbers, right? You start out with let's talk about excuse me. Let's talk about the 600 siege deflection, and then against ballistic or penetrative or explosive, you get this extra 2,000 plus deflection tacked on. Um, it's a lot, so that's pretty good there. And then you've got these really low defenses, so negative, and negative defenses will increase damage. So if you have negative 60% defense and you take 100 points of damage, you're actually going to take 160. So that's all rough and intended to sort of make these things undesirable to use against regular um, PvE targets. And I guess what we were hearing last night on another show is that those sorts of PvE targets are going to be getting deflection bypass. So that's all pretty crazy. And the thing you have to remember though about the defense, and a lot of players are unclear on this. You got to remember that a lot of the new turrets, or a lot of the turrets' new stats, like the Executioner has 100% penetrative bypass. So it doesn't matter whether your penetrating defense is minus 60%, 0%, or plus 60%. If the thing hitting you has 100% bypass, it's just going to do its listed damage. And then, of course, you got the deflection after that. But the defense makes no difference against 100% bypass.
To be honest, I have to be perfectly honest, right? I play this game to hit bases. Always have done. Ever since I was a lowly noob, should we say? Back in the days when I was level 28 and the highest level in the game was like level 36. I've always hit
Yeah.
bases. I've always hit above my level and stuff like that. To be honest, I have no incentive to hit any bases anymore. Looking at the stats on this and looking at the way the things are at the minute, I'm kind of in two minds as to whether the whole bypass thing with everything else is gonna. I'm kind of like looking at the bypass issues with all of the turrets and stuff, and having the deflection, and then I'm looking at the fact that we've got base guards as well, and base guards are just gonna eat everything up.
Right.
It's not got a high amount of resistance at the end of the day.
Well, so this is something I plan to look at in a little more detail in the blog. Is how's this thing really going to do on offense, and how's it really going to do against on defense, and look at it at specific scenarios against turrets and against ships. I'm working on the article. I got through the offensive side last night, but not the defensive side. So hopefully I'll be able to finish that up tonight and publish. But on the offensive side, when you load it up with the gun, um, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, the DPS for the offense side is pretty good. However, I mean I looked at it. I run a couple of numbers, and I reckon that in my base, I mean, my base at the minute is not as good as it could be, and I reckon it's probably going to get about 25, maybe 35% of the way through my base before getting mullered.
Hmm. Well, that'll be interesting to see how that really plays out. I haven't looked at it in that kind of detail, so I
I
can't.
don't think that. I think that it's going to get mullered big time against base guards, personally. But
Well,
that deflection's gonna go to a point where obviously at the end of the day it's going to do minimum damage on it. So
Yeah, unless you've got concussive or corrosive damage, right? I
yeah,
mean, I worry about things like scatter guns. I worry about things like scythes. Some people use, the heavy scythe.
yeah,
Um,
I use that, and then all of my frontline turrets are all basilisks. So
right, right, and you've only got the 600 deflection against a basilisk.
so it's
Um,
going to get mullered, really.
well, well, the basilisk does split its damage up into a bunch of shots, but yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna I'm not going to agree or disagree with you yet, or if I still have to run the numbers myself. But this thing isn't going to be strong against everything that you could possibly put in your base.
No,
So I think there's going to be ways to defend it.
but I do think as well though that it's it's all right saying yeah, or we'll whack a bunch of deflection on it, but not having that defense is kind of key, I think.
Well, but see, giving it good defense, then you'd have the other problem, right? I mean, before
Yeah.
the whole turret change, a lot of people found Punishers really hard to kill. I was included in that class of people. I mean, I do it occasionally, but they were hard to kill. And and so you bump up the deflection to a couple thousand. If these things did have good defense, if you could get them up to 60 plus 60% plus 70% defense, they would be very hard to kill.
Uh, might have to disagree a little bit.
Hmm. All right.
Sorry.
Well, hey, so Disturbed, we kept putting you off to say, tell us what you saw in the preview. How are these things working?
honestly, from what I saw in the preview, it could have just been the build, but from what I saw, it was a point and click thing. I saw it run a base with 2 gammas and still kill the outpost. It can take a beating, I'll tell you that. I was watching it run through things. The important thing is don't let it get hit by apocalypse mortars because they'll tear the ship up. But other than that, you know, the guards still are doing a lot more damage, but they are hard to kill.
Hmm.
So, I watched one guy who, even with all the deflection, he sent one ship forward and the rest kind of tagged behind, and the Apox smashed it, killed half his fleet at the entrance of the base. So, you know, basically you have to keep it moving. It can run all the turrets and not take all that much damage. Even the Basilisk turrets didn't seem to be doing much, or the scatters. It
Hmm.
was the guard. And the one thing I saw that was really doing a lot of damage was enforcers.
Oh.
Well, yeah, because it's got no defense against radioactive. It's the
Yeah,
same as anything really. Anything that we've seen in the past that's going to be an attacking ship, any way, shape or form, has always had some sort of weakness, right? And it's quite obvious by looking at it. There's no built-in radioactive defense, no shockwave deflection or anything like that. So
Yep.
it's going to be weak to that, and
Yeah, yeah. It's got the unreactive, but we've seen enforcers with the 6x supercharge can build up shockwaves on those
yeah.
unreactive ships even.
yep.
Sorry, good to know. Did you see it against any of the glacials? I was curious, between the field defense and the fact that this thing's really high speed. I was wondering how the glacials would be performing in keeping
The
this guy out.
glacials didn't really affect them that much. They're so fast that they're out of the field by the time the glacials landed half the time, or they're on the edge. And it's no longer you have to sit and wait while you kill something. You can just run through a base with these, unless they nerf it. Because from what I saw on the preview, it was click the center of a base and drop a pinch on some ships if you needed to.
Wow.
You know,
Okay.
Drat carriers, you're gonna want to take them out because I saw one on a Grim Overload didn't do anything to a full fleet of these.
Yeah, with all the deflection,
Yep.
I can see
So
that. All right. Good to know. Let's move on to the weapon because the two really do go together. One of the things, and I'm going to just run back a bit. It's got a plus 315% concussive damage, and we've got a new concussive depth charge type weapon. So this is kind of a wacky gun. We haven't seen something like this before, where it's got two attack modes. It's got a secondary mode that's really long range, 104 range. Okay, so that's almost matching the new, Basilisk and Frostbite turrets. Not quite though. And then it's got your primary attack, which is 68 range, which is obviously relatively short range. Um, but decent amount of damage in the long range, huge amount of damage in the short range. When you plus it up with that 315% bonus, it gets really large. And again, those are the numbers I ran on the for the blog. Like I said, I haven't published it yet, but essentially, if you fill a fleet with these weapons, a fleet of revenge with these weapons, even in secondary mode, you're going to one-shot any turret that's not a level 7 turret um, in secondary mode. I don't know if you were seeing that, Sturbed.
Uh,
Yeah.
They were taking down the turns pretty quick. I couldn't really tell what was the first, the primary and the secondary. To me, it looked like he had a mix of the pack and one of the siege cannon S's on it, but unless he mixed up his build, all he had was these. And
Okay.
they tore down level 7 platforms pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure. Um, yeah. The damage numbers are just tremendous when you load these things up. So it's a great weapon. Now it's got this wind up thing, and honestly, I don't fully understand this. Um, you get a plus 640%, and you keep hitting. As you keep firing, your reloads get faster and faster. Um, so that 16 is going to drop real quick, right? The second shot is I guess 2 seconds, nearly, right? If you've got, the 640%, so that's it's like more than 7 times faster, so maybe 2.5 seconds, and that's not even
Yeah.
considering rank. I mean, so it just seems like you get one shot and then a little bit of a reload and then just shot as long as it's firing. Is that what you're seeing?
That's pretty much what I was seeing.
Were you seeing a pause after the first shot?
Yeah, I'm trying to think back now, but I noticed it would fire a shot and then it'd fire a whole bunch of shots. So
Okay. Yeah.
I could be wrong, but that's what I remember.
Well, I mean, again, not having seen it, but just looking at these numbers, that's what I'd expect. So, all right. So, I mean, this thing's going to put out a huge amount of damage, and just uh, again, when you see the numbers, it's just going to kill anything in range. I mean, it'll one shot a lot of turrets for a fleet of these. It'll one shot any conceivable. I was looking at a decently armored Punisher fleet. There's maybe 2 shots to kill it, but yeah, it's brutal. It's going to be really brutal on the revenge.
Yeah.
And what's interesting? Yeah, 104 range. There's a lot of stuff. Um, I mean, we're looking at this. Put the Gatling gun on the Revenge, and it's your PvP fleet, and go click the back of the base. But you know, we've now got a weapon that you can carry around that does range 104 and does a decent amount of damage. Um, it's going to outrange a lot. So I
Yeah.
wonder if this is going to be a useful weapon in the PvE game, whether it's on the Revenge hull or on some other hull.
Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
know. I'm kind of like a bit. Yeah, I'm not sure whether they're really kind of thinking in every way, shape, or form that they could think. They're thinking they want to separate PvE and PvP as they want to do it now, but I don't think that they're really thinking a lot about it.
I, I mean, even if this thing doesn't do a whole lot of damage, let's say you put this weapon on any other hull. I don't care, Punisher, put it on anything, right? You can
Yeah,
sit at 104 range, okay? And and if you don't kill something on the first shot, well, it's going to get this bonus reload. And I think by the time you stack up 5 stacks, if this thing is ranked, it's going to be firing every 0.2 of a second. Okay, it's going to just fire.
that's what I'm saying though. That's what I'm saying. They're trying to say that they're gonna put everything sort of PvE wise for raids and everything else. They're designing it to be done, for example, for like the Citadel and all of the PvE holes. When you start putting this into like the PvE holes and stuff like that with high rank, I think we're gonna have problems. Really, I
It's
think
going to,
it's gonna end up getting stupid like it was before. But
yeah, yeah. I mean, think about everything that you can outrange with a range of 104, and it's going to fire really fast until whatever it was in range is dead.
yeah, exactly. It's kind of like, you know, oh
Because
yeah, we'll separate this off, so because we can't really sort of look out for everything that's involved in it, so we can't go, oh yeah, this hole has got those defenses and everything else. We need to build it to do this. So they've basically cut it down so that there's only a certain amount of holes that you can use, certain amount of weapons that you can use. But then they bring something like this out, and it's kind of like you look at it and you go, well, you've limited the amount of variables, if you like, with the holes that we've got and stuff like that. But then you bring something like this out, and it kind of like negates all of the. Yeah, it's a bit weird.
yeah, and I mean, you can really enhance this weapon. You can put explosive system on it. Um, right? You put explosive system 4, you get the projectile
Yeah.
speed, and you get the splash bonus. Combustion system 2 is coming out after the raid. You got the splash upgrade. You've got the strike warheads. I'm I, I'm gonna go to the next slide. So, well, I put a build together, right? And I put strike warheads on this build. And after running the numbers last night, I'm thinking, why do I need an extra 45% damage when it's already putting out huge amounts of damage really quick, and it's already got a 300 and whatever percent damage built in? This extra 45% damage isn't doing crap compared to the rest of the bonuses. I'd probably rather put explosive system or something on here. Um, so Uh, but the reason I put this build together is to say, yeah, you could load up, get some defense on it, get some evade on it. I decided to go evade armor too. This is just again really quick uh, build without a whole lot of thought to it. Um, but the point is, you load this up with a build that somebody would use, and we're back to 18 and a half days plus. And that I find really disappointing. We've had build time reductions, and then now the hull that essentially everybody who wants to play PvP has to build, we're back to long build times.
Um, I'm going to say one thing, right? Saying 18 days ain't that bad, right?
It's not.
No, as a general rule, right? 18 days ain't that bad. However, right, when you've turned round and made everybody's fucking builds for PvP, as you now want to call it, or base it in, completely and utterly invalid, even if they've been playing for 5 years, right?
Yep.
Made everything completely and utterly invalid. The build time for a full fucking hull should be like 4 days, if that. Really, they should have just gone and gone. We'll take the hit. Build yourself a hull. I'm
Yeah, I
not playing personally, but
right, because again, everybody who wants to participate in PvP in base hitting is is got to build this 3 month fleet. Okay, 5 of these is 93 days, and they're giving out a few extra tokens. You can buy a few extra tokens in this raid, and well, we got
next 4 days, woo!
yeah, it's.
You've made everything basically prior to this point absolutely obsolete for base hitting, and you're going to give us an extra 4 days of build tokens.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like being, I don't like being a cock and being dismissive and everything else. All right, fair enough. It's less time than some other holes have been, but if you think about it, I've been playing for 5 years now, and everything that I've built up to this point is now completely and utterly useless for hitting bases, and
right, and you've got to
that
spend
building's not right, is it?
you've now got to spend $450, right? 90 days build speed up, or you've got to wait 3 months, or some
Well, I can tell
combination.
you now that I won't be building it. I'm pretty much at the point now where I just don't give a fuck anymore. I no, at the end of the day, I built a fleet and it finished when I finished building it. Yeah, all right, I coined it, but fucking, I built it, and 16 hours later they brought an update out that made everything that I had useless, including the fleet that I just built.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like I have no interest whatsoever in spending any money on building a fleet. And I'm kind of at the point now where I'm like, well, do I want to actually even spend the time to build it? Because I don't really care.
Yeah, I understand. Again, not having spent large sums of money like that, I'm not as burned up about stuff being obsolete, but you know, yeah, I mean, this is probably what I'm going to be building for the next 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's fair enough. But I'm kind of like, do I even really want to spend, even though I don't want to spend the money to build it, do I really want to build it at the minute? That's the kind of the way that I'm at the minute.
Mm,
Do I really want to spend such a long time building something for it for you to turn around and go, oh no, that's completely obsolete now. Stuff that was like 3 months ago. Bollocks to that.
yeah, yeah. All right. Disturbed, you've been pretty quiet. You got anything
I
you
agree
want to
with
add?
what RF said. They make everything obsolete. If you want to go out and hit bases, which I do quite often, and then they bring out this new hole, which until they changed it was not only a long build time, but on the preview server, people were spending 50 coins per base to get into a good base.
Oh, so okay.
But they dropped the repair time after that. They halved the repair time on the hole, and then they dropped the weapon down to a 2-minute repair time. But it still stands that not only do they not give us any warning, people like Earth coin a fleet, and within the next 2-3 days, that fleet they just spent almost $500 on, depending on the fleet, is obsolete, and they can't go out and hit bases. And now, if they want to go out and hit bases, they have to get a hull, coin it, rank it, and then
See, to be honest, right, my problem's not the fact that they made it obsolete, right? If they'd have turned round to me and said, or turned round to everybody and said, this is what we're planning on doing, then I would have been fine with it. That's fine. You're going to do that, that's fine. Because I wouldn't have spent that money, and I wouldn't have been pissed off because I would have known that it was coming. I would have just waited, not bothered coining the fleet that I was gonna build, and waited and built the new fleet, this fleet, for example, right? Same with the build time. I would have, even if I didn't coin, I would have spent time refitting some like PVE fleets now to do, like, I don't know, for example, Dracula bases or whatever, everything else, and everything would have been fine, wouldn't it? And it's kind of like I just feel a bit,
Screwed.
yeah. I feel it, yeah.
Yeah,
Feel very
I think you're
very
entitled.
doctors, but yeah, and it's just like kind of, yeah. I don't know, and I don't think it's been made any better by the fact that, and I think they're stupid, to be honest, to advertise a fucking whole raid right after what they've done in general, really.
You mean the anti-hack or the?
Well, no, just like by making everything else pretty much obsolete for base hitting.
Oh, I see.
All right,
Hmm.
fair enough. People of a lower level than everything else can catch up and they can have some decent PvE stuff, but really, there's not a lot. I mean, the amount of times that, like, for example, the Rhino and the Zoe Rhino's been available in the last few months coming up to it. The only real thing that people are going to really benefit from in this raid is going to be like the Punisher and stuff like that. Really, to be honest, in my opinion. So I'm kind of like, really, that's kind of my attitude on it at the minute, is like, really.
Yeah, a lot of people, these big spenders, they spend this money and they say, "Damn it, I got screwed." With the frontline countermeasure nerf, right? A lot of people coin that, got screwed. Um, and the only way that you're gonna send the message is quit spending huge sums of money. You know, it, I don't. I always tell people spend what you feel comfortable spending, and if you feel comfortable spending a few $100s, then good for you. Um, but if you spend a few $100s and you say, "Damn it, I got screwed," and then you do it again and you say, "Damn it, I got screwed," you know, learn your lesson.
Not, it's not happening again. Tell you that now.
All right, all right. Are we done? Are we done ranting?
I believe so.
Maybe.
All right, for now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about prizes. Sorry, this cough is. I really
This
wish I could shake this. Um, Now, base hitting notwithstanding, and I forgot to highlight D3E. Um, I thought this prize list was pretty deep. If you're not hitting bases, there's a lot of stuff that you might want. Um, I mean,
Oh, you
if
mean
you're,
if you all you want to do is hit cargo and new mines and dubs and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, you
Like all
know,
the boring shit.
yeah. I mean, okay, D3E is good. Dreadnought X is good and it's quick build. Triton's a quick build now. Mercury's really good value too, even though it didn't get a bonus. It was already a quick build. Um, if you're using UAVs, you want power cells, speed and splash upgrade. Splash upgrade you might want, with the new splash weapons. Same with speed upgrade. It's actually handy for a lot of stuff. Um, concussive, I highlighted it, and I'm kind of second thinking that because it's really a really minor damage up increase. So I'm kind of rethinking highlighting that one. Um, Siege Battery 3, this one's really important if you don't have it. Rhino for 3 million. That's a deal. I was gonna highlight Mastodon
Yeah,
at 2.5 million,
it's,
but
it's a massive deal.
yeah, Rhino at
Okay.
3. No reason to take the Mastodon. Nova Storm's probably not all that useful at 5 million. Um,
It's never been useful when it was fucking 10 million, to be
yeah,
fair.
yeah. Charin Torp's decent. The Scourge Torps are good, although a little long to build. Let's keep rocking through here. Um, Pandemonium Mortar, if you're building citadels, these are a good option. Judgment Mortar's your other good option. Um,
Pandemonium Mort's a good option on other things as well.
Punishers, yeah. Yeah, people like them on Punishers, even.
Yeah.
And Gammas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got a few on my gamma. It helps with the radioactive defense.
Oh, okay. Nice. Um, Sticks, yeah, these are good. I mean, my Tigers with sticks kill a lot of stuff. Even, you know, people always talk about scattergun tigers, and that's great. But when you got torps, you can outrange a lot of thermal that you can't outrange with scatterguns. So I like my sticks torps.
Yeah, I've got a mix of scatters and sticks on mine.
Yeah, yeah. Strike warheads. This gives you missile and concussive damage. Frostburn, oldie but a goodie.
For that price, get it.
Yeah.
You've got it.
Yeah,
Definitely worth it.
yeah. Judgment mortar. Yep. Neptune. You know, I like my Neptune, but I'm not sure it's the best choice. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. If you're a mid-level player, you pay someone to get you 10 mil, you get the Neptune and the Rhinos, and you can do 85s easy. It's
Yeah, except
still a good choice for mid-levels.
okay. Yeah, yeah, it's a good tank. I mean, and I guess it's a lot cheaper than the Punisher, which is the really good tank. Um, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but though I don't think it is really. I think, as a general rule, if I was to be looking at it, I'd much rather spend an extra day grinding out to get the Punisher than I would get the Neptune. I mean, the Punisher is really a big one, really.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're a mid to low level who's paying somebody to get you a decent thing and you can't afford much, the Neptune and the Rhino is a good deal. The
Oh no,
Punisher.
don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I would rather have the Punisher rather than having the Neptune and the Rhino. To be
Oh
fair.
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and yeah, the 80 Forsaken mission is going to be changing in the near future. We're going to see it this style. Um, so you got to watch out for that. And
Yeah, I would definitely. If you have a choice of getting the Neptune and the Rhino or the Punisher, I reckon you should get the Punisher personally. But
yeah. Um, I highlighted these limited ships that give the aura. Highlander Nuke and Omega Behemoth. Um, I've been using these in the raid and the siege targets to give myself some nuke defense or ballistic defense, and that's what they're really useful for.
Yeah.
Um, so think about that. Tiger
I
Sharks.
think if you're going to do one or the other, I'd get the Highlander nuke. purely because of the extra 50% rad defense for doing the new mines and stuff like that.
Yeah, I am finding that more useful than the behemoth to
Yeah,
lead as a flag. The Omega does do nice in base guard if you can't get a Gamma. It gives you sub spotting.
but yeah, I'd go Highlander, I reckon.
Okay. Yeah. Punisher. Yep. I left off the heavy cruiser in the Citadel. Um, yeah. You gotta make choices. You're not gonna pick up everything. So I just don't recommend those as much as some of these others. And then the Drac Carrier. Um, it's well, I don't know. Disturb, you said it was getting chewed up in base defense. They used to be pretty good in base defense.
They were great for base defense, but like I said, the guy I watched, he hit a base that had a Grimshine and a Drat Carrier, and even overloading it didn't do anything to the fleet health at all. You didn't really see it move
Mm,
from multiple swarms. So
yeah.
the Draconian carriers aren't going to be much good in base defense.
Yep.
I think that's because of the long reload time on it.
Well, it's not just the reload, it's that it wasn't doing any damage because of the amount of deflection the hull has.
Well, yeah, I know, but what I'm trying to say is like with the amount of because you're still going to have minimum amount of damage anyway.
Yeah.
So if you're using like Drac bombers, which will obviously create splash damage, so if your fleet's grouped, it's going to damage all of the ships in the group. But if you've got something else which doesn't do splash damage but does a lot of damage very quickly, it might be different.
Yeah. All right. Move on to tier 6 maybe. Phantom Tiger. I love my Phantom Tiger, but I don't want you to have one, so don't get it. Harlox Aegis. Um, you just catching on to that, Earth? Harlox Aegis, really useful, although maybe not as universally useful as it used to be with cold snaps and whatnot. And then Borbus Goresaber. Apologize. Borbus. No, it wasn't coughing about the Goresaber. I'm really coughing. I'm still getting over this garbage. Um, uh, yeah, some people use it effectively. I don't know. I'm not
I
sure.
don't think
40.
it's worth 40 million points anymore because that's the same price it was when it came out over 6 months ago, I believe.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right, but the trouble is now with the way that everything's gone in the last 6 months, you've got so much to do with like fields and stuff like that. Everybody's going to be going round to like changing over from the old coated reflective coating and stuff like that over to like the agility systems and stuff like that. So it's not as good as it used to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of a little bit pointless, I think.
Yep. Yep. All right, and then I made these two very green. Again, some people say I'm a PvE player. I don't care. But the way I do my recommendations, if you don't get this hull, you are going to be locked out of base hitting, and at least if for any kind of decent base. So you gotta recommend the Revenge hull, and then the Gatling gun is going to be great on the Revenge. I can't imagine it's not going to be the preferred weapon for the Revenge, and even if you're a PvE player. 9 million points for the Gatling gun on any kind of decent hull, I think, will be very effective.
To be honest, if I was to build revenge hulls, I wouldn't build it with Gatling.
What do you think you'd use?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't build a fleet of dedicated Revengers, to be honest. I'd build a few tanks with some citadels or something.
Okay.
I reckon.
Okay.
I just think I would because I don't think that it's going to work brilliantly compared to how I would build it tank wise. I don't know.
I mean, I'll just say it's going to be disappointing if you see a bunch of people building this build and clicking the back of the base and tearing up bases, right? I mean, that's not going to be a fun game.
No.
No, I don't think that. To be fair, I don't think that that would get in a lot of bases really.
Okay.
Top end wise, anyway, I don't think it will.
Okay. I'm just not sure yet. It's got a huge amount of destructive power, a huge amount of
But,
offense, and
yeah, I'm not.
that's all
Don't
I'm
get
going
me
to tell
wrong.
you.
It's got a huge amount of destructive power, but the range is shite.
It's got a huge amount of power at 104.
Oh, no, but
It
I
does.
don't know. I don't know, mate. I don't know.
All right. All right, let's move on to the rest of the prize list. You got the limited components. This is your last chance to get those. Apparently, there's going to be other limited components in the future, but not these. So, if you want your last chance at Cobras, Hydro Resistors, Gales, a lot of these are good. Really, all of them
Yeah.
except Fallout Armor have their uses. So,
I highly recommend the Gales for anyone who doesn't have them. They're amazing to have.
yeah, yeah, much better than the alternatives. And then we've got tokens. They've increased the limits to 11 days worth of tokens. So that's good. We were talking about how Kixeye screwed all the base hitters out of their game unless you want to spend and buy a new fleet. I think it would have been interesting at least if they had removed the limits or put, raised the limits high enough that you could get 90 days worth of tokens.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not collecting these for free. I mean, I don't know of anybody who can do these ASET targets for free, right?
I mean, maybe you can get a crap ton of the 1 hour ones for free, but,
Well,
it's
well,
not
it's
going
all
to cut much time off.
well, it's all points. I mean,
Yeah.
the points per hour is the 24 hours your best deal. So, um,
But yeah, it would have been. I think it probably would have worked out a lot better for Kixeye if they had gone. Let's have an unlimited supply. If you want to spend the points, you can have it, kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, for those 11 days, you're going to be spending what 20, 30 million
31
points.
mil.
Okay, thank you. Um, so if you earned 270 million points in the raid, you could token up your whole uh, revenge fleet. Or I guess you need another 24 million to actually earn the prizes. So call it
Yeah.
300 million even. Uh, I mean that's an insane point total, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so it's not like a lot of people are going to get there. Um,
To be honest, though, I think with the way it's gone recently, and with everything else being made kind of obsolete, I think that they should have made it really, really quick to build
yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
because there's so many people. I mean, and I'm not talking like top level players who've been playing for like 5 years or whatever. People who've been playing for what 6 months, who've just managed to get their first decent base hitting fleet, and it's basically been shat on
Yep.
and stuff like that. Really, it's kind of everybody who's previously playing is now being shat on big time. They need to just sort of bite the bullet and go, you know what, we fucked you about. You can't hit at bases anymore. We'll sort it out. Build a
Well,
fleet in a couple of weeks and get it sorted. get
Yeah.
everybody else playing, really. Because I'm not being funny. You know, there's lots of people that are really pissed off, and there is lots of people that are really pissed off because there's a lot of people who the only reason that they play the game is to hit bases and stuff like that. And you know, it's pissed them off to the point where a lot of them have gone, "Oh, I'm fed up of it now. I'm just not really interested."
Yeah. Yep.
And get people playing again.
Yeah. Yeah. Get people playing. I agree. Um. All right. And last bit of prizes, you can get 50 shards for each of the super halls, and that's 20 million points. Um, one fifth of a super hall is
But only on
uh,
set days, though, isn't it? I think
what was that?
it's only on set days.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're gonna only certain days for certain shards. So, but whenever it is, you still can't buy a whole man of war. Okay, you can't
No.
spend 80 million points or 100 million points. You can only spend 20 million points, and so it's going to take you. If they do this every raid, it's going to take you 5 months,
Yeah.
5 raids.
I mean, it's nice. It's a nice thought.
It lets you spend points on something, but
Yeah.
unless you're close to a ghost crawler or something, you're going to spend points and you're not going to get anything back for a while.
It's always been a long range game, though, isn't it?
I guess. I'm just not excited. I don't know. I guess these shards are going to start dropping out of dubs, but the shard drop rate out of dubs is pretty low. What?
Well,
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
I'm hoping with the fact that now that there's a total of 5 holes you can get, that they'll increase the drop rate a little bit.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I
But
doubt that.
if they don't, there was really no point in doing this other
No,
than
I reckon it's
making
going
it
to be.
take
It's
people.
probably going to be even worse, to be honest. I think.
Well,
And I'm going to be really pissed if I fucking start hitting dubs and I get fucking Pro and M fucking
you get a
shards.
yeah, you
I've
get a
already got
protonym
6
shard.
Pro and M's. I don't want any more. To be
I hear
fair.
you. Right, right. And so if they increase, if once you've got all the blueprints and stuff, I don't have those yet, but once you have all the blueprints and you start getting shards, right? Even if they up the drop rate by a factor of 4, you're not going to earn a specific hull any faster because now there's 4 kinds of shards.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just I don't know. I'm not too excited about this whole shard thing. 250 shards.
I'm going
It's
to be more pissed off because I'm going to be hitting dubs and I'm going, yeah, sweet. We're all going, oh, nice. I've got an Amiga shard. Happy days. Or I've got another Ghost Crawler shard. Oh, at least that's one more to go on the way to a Ghost Crawler. I'm going to be going, oh, a Proton M shard. Oh, yay. I've already got 6. Thanks. Cheers.
yeah. I've got I think I've got
And,
like 27 ghost crawler shards. I'm not getting a ghost crawler anytime soon. Right?
exactly, yeah.
I've got like 86 shards to go towards my second ghost crawler.
Well,
Good
would
up.
you build a second?
Probably not, because 60-day build time is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. To
I
be
don't know.
fair, though, it's like he's the worst thing about it is that he's not the worst person in my alliance for it. Blow me, he's actually got 3 ghost crawlers, all built as well, bastard.
All right. I might cough out of protest on that one.
Yeah. So I thought he stole one off
No.
me as well, as far as I'm concerned.
All right. Looks like I had some animation on this one. Whatever. Okay. So this week's Kicksize screw ups. We just spent a while talking about it. Fifth of a super hall is like a table without chairs. You got table without chairs. You got dick. Table with chairs. You got a dining room set. But Gatling gun reload is complicated. I think I get it now. It's just going to reload really fast while there's anything in range. So that's probably all you need to know. And
But
then
to play one of your ships, it's going to be like an Atlanta.
What was that?
If you play World of Warships, it's going to be like in Atlanta, or as we like to call it, the Spam Lanta.
Okay.
It's going to go pew 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 pew. Constant.
What's a fire?
I don't know, random spam shit.
All right. And then, again, we've already talked about the build time on this new hull. It's not. I mean, 18 days like before they did all these build time reductions would have been, yeah, okay, it's about in line with any other baser. But now we're supposed to have build time reductions, and they've kind of rolled it all back, right? You've got to build this hull to hit bases, and it's about the build time of our old base fleets. So, you know,
It should be about 6 days, 7 days, in my opinion, and that's the way it is.
or at least for a limited time, you know?
Yeah, because they've made everything else obsolete for base hitting. You need
Yeah.
to get people back base hitting.
Yep.
You know, for 1 month only, you build that hull. It's going to be maximum 7 day build time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we saw structure build tokens sales after OP8 was released. Maybe we'll see ship build token sales. I don't know. That doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think that's right though. To be fair, I think it should be. At the end of the day, they've screwed everybody's
Right.
game, really.
And some people are going to coin it right away, and then they're going to see, oh crap, the next day Kixeye says, oh look, ship build tokens half price, and then that kind of surprise stuff is, it's a revenue builder because some people are going to say, oh okay, but a lot of people feel screwed on those surprise token sales.
Yeah, I mean, especially because a lot of people maybe are paid at certain times of the month and stuff like that,
Yep.
and can't afford to, you know, spend that kind of money at certain times of the month and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess I might argue that if you're living in that kind of per paycheck uh, budget, maybe you shouldn't be spending a whole bunch of money on this game. But that's
Well, no,
everybody's.
yeah, I
It's
know, but
everybody's choice, like I say.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, at the end of the day, people
Yeah.
have their budgets, and if they, at the end of the day, if somebody, for example, has budget to spend and they spend it when they get paid and they chuck the cash in buy their gold for the month, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. What did I put for breakthrough? Oh well, I was happy with the ship build tokens. I think by now, Earth, you've convinced me that that's not so great anyway. Um, and well, we talked about the prize list. It's a good prize list. It's just if you're worried about hitting bases, the prize list doesn't help you.
That's all.
Well, the funny thing about it is, for a whole store, it has a lot of specials in it.
True, but people asked for that, and rightly so. And I think it's good that those specials and weapons are in it.
To be
People.
fair,
Yeah,
the more beneficial, the specials and stuff are more beneficial than the actual holes are,
Yep. Yep.
because they've basically, other than really, let's look at it, the Punisher, maybe the Harlock's Aegis, if you're looking at doing PvE stuff. Other than that, really, nothing else is really worth it in the general, like, sort of scheme of things.
Yeah, you could argue the Rhino. I mean, if you can't,
Well,
if you
yeah,
can't
well, the
hide.
Rhino, if you haven't got the Rhino, but the Rhino's been available on countless occasions in the last couple of months, so
Yeah, yeah. If you don't have the Rhino yet, you're probably not interested.
yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well, that's it for the slides. I'll stop sharing. We're a little over time, I guess, aren't we?
Just a bit.
We've had a lot to say. We missed last week.
yeah.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Well, and I apologize. I started the stream and my mic wasn't working, and I got a little pissed off, and walked away. I was even trying to explain it in chat, and I was typing chat messages, and it was like, "We're sorry, you can't chat," or some crap like that. I couldn't even tell chat. I was really
Yeah, I have to apologise. I've not been around a lot in recent weeks. I've been really busy at work and stuff like that, and got some family issues going on and stuff. And I do apologise. I like to be here every week, but I've not been able to get here, so do apologise.
yeah, yeah. Well, we've all had our issues. I've started a new job this week, and it's been cool, but
How's it going anyway? Is it going
it's
well?
going well. It's going quite well. I'm pleased. It looks
It's
like
going with the Jets. It's all good.
it's it's a I'm just gonna say it's a good match. I like the job, and I think they really needed me there. So um,
Cool.
that's what I'm gonna say.
And you're not stuck in the basement now either.
I am in a basement, just not my basement. I, you know, damn it, Earth.
So I'm watching a video, a guy who's in the preview, he's using Revenge with the antipode launchers, and it's not working the best, but it is working well
Hmm.
for prepping the base at least. He managed to run his Punishers down and prep out half the fleet without hitting the bubble, 1 out coin repair, and then hit the rest of the base. But the one thing I am seeing that's doing a lot of damage to these continuously is Enforcers and missiles.
Yeah.
Missiles, really?
It to me that's what it looks like to be doing the most damage is the heavy missile bases. It might have
Well,
just been the guy.
I think a lot of that is down to the fact of the reload
Yeah,
because
Just a whole bunch of
defense is fine, but if you haven't got a lot of defense, you're gonna hit that minimum amount of damage that you're gonna get anyway. If it's
Yeah.
heavy reload on it, it's gonna do a lot of
Well,
damage.
well, yeah, and that was what I wanted to run some numbers on, is to see what happens when this thing starts getting hit by a rhino filled with blades.
and
Is that damage going to make it? Is the deflection going to make it go away or not?
I don't think it will, to be honest.
Well,
also the big thing is walls actually hold them off pretty well.
the
So if you have level 8 walls, you're going to want to do that.
Oh, that's right. The concussive. That's right. The depth charges are stopped by walls.
This fires more like a ballistic to me is what it looks like though.
Yeah, yeah, that's a really good point. Okay.
I still think personally that if I was to build it, I'd build them as tanks and have citadels on the outside or something.
As tanks, it could be this, but like I was saying, I don't know the builds. It could be that the builds I see suck and then the other ones go, but they don't seem to
Yeah,
be
well,
working too well as
I don't
tanks.
know. I reckon if you built a couple of good citadels and then built them as tanks, send them in one at a time into a base, I reckon you'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not saying they won't work, but I'm saying from the builds I'm seeing, if you're trying to use these as like a standoff attacker, they won't work well. Plus, from what I heard, stuff will not remote target off of that 104 range.
Yeah.
That's what I was told.
No. Well, yeah, I wasn't suggesting that you may use the uh, the Gatling gun as a remote targeting thing, but yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah. If you had a spot for rhinos, you want to use antipodes or
yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like Pod or something like that.
Yep. All right. We did have one comment in chat. I just cleared it up for chat, but uh, Jennifer was asking about missiles specifically. She was talking about Harriers versus blades, and mentioning the bypass from the Harrier. Um, for deflection, the bypass doesn't help. So I think blades would be the thing. The big missiles, the more damage, the better against the Revenge. And so yeah, so keep that in mind. Again, I'm going to try and run some numbers with a few representative weapons. and I'll just see what pops out.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Right. Anyway, should we wrap
Wrap
it up?
Sure, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming, everybody. Thank you very much, Larry, for doing the slides, as always.
Thank you, Irv. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, chat.
Do you want to
Thank
plug
you,
your
Disturbed.
Do you want to plug your blog?
Yeah, the blog's at bpprof.blogspot.com. Again, I'm working on an article that's going to try and run some numbers of various. That was a nice chat comment. Various scenarios. She thinks we should always wrap it up. Just saying. So nice. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. All right. So yeah. So check out the blog. I hope to get the article done tonight. If not, tomorrow night after the raid starts. Sorry.
Do you know what the worst thing about that is, Larry?
Wrapping it up?
Do you know what her game name is?
No.
Lips of an Angel.
Oh, her. Nice. Okay.
Well,
All right. And on that note, do we need to show boobs again?
all right. Anyway, thanks for everybody for coming. Much appreciated. We'll see you all either on Friday or Wednesday. Don't know if we're going to do a Friday show yet. But thanks for coming. We'll catch you all later.
Good night.
Cheers, guys. Bye.